We are less than an hour away from hearing former President Donald Trump speak at the Farm Show complex, and his supporters amped up tonight. This will be his first rally in the Commonwealth since the attempted assassination in Butler 2 weeks ago. Thank you so much for joining us at 5 o'clock on your Wednesday. I'm Jasmine Brooks. Tonight we bring you team coverage of this historic event. Our CBS 21 team on site hearing from friends and foes of the former president. But we begin tonight with Joel D. Smith live inside the New Holland Arena as we await Trump's arrival. Joel D.
All right, Jasmine. Hey there, everybody. Excitement can be really felt in here because just as that sense of relief happened a couple weeks ago in Butler, PA, it is that sense of longing to show the former president how much they care about him, and we expect that to be quite an eruption here around 6 o'clock. In the meantime, take a look around because these folks have packed the New Holland Arena. This is the PA Farm Show complex. They've been here many times in the past, about 8,000 strong in here. It is the first event, as Jasmine said, since that assassination attempt in Butler, PA. A number of people here right now. The Senate candidate, Dave McCormick, is speaking as we can listen in. Every time they mention Trump, there's a cheer. Every time they mention the far-left agenda, they say, of Kamala Harris, there are radical boos. I also spoke to Dan Muser just a little bit ago. He was also in Butler that day. He saw the shooting, and he sees what he says is really this pull of emotion right now from the folks who decided to come here today. Some of the folks waiting outside for hours just to get inside. Take a listen.
People want to see him. They just want to see him. Yeah. And because of what happened, and he avoided death, he avoided an assassin's bullet. He took a bullet, and he rose up. So, yeah, and he speaks the language of the American people. He talks common sense. He says, look, we're a common sense party more than we're a conservative party.
So once again, this place is packed. This place is ready to roll, and they are certainly waiting and counting down the minutes until the former president will be here at 6 o'clock. We'll have that for you, but in the meantime, let's head outside to Maxine Rose and see how things look out there.
My friends, this election is a choice. It's a choice.
Yeah, we've definitely seen some flags waving out here in the wind, but that wind coming from things like this huge fan here out in these hot conditions to help people. And let me show you, you can see medical professionals have also been out here lined up to go. We also have some water stations, as you can see, right over in kind of like the middle area there. We have some right here working now to help the crowd of people who have been waiting in line in the scorching heat for hours. Now, officials tell us that so far around 40 people have been treated on site for heat-related issues, though no one has been taken to the hospital. Now, I also spoke to a woman who said that she is coming in here from Florida with her husband, and she's been out here since 1 p.m. and we'll make sure to hear more from them later. But for now, people out here, they're telling me they're devoted to former President Donald Trump, and they have no plans of leaving anytime soon. Back to you.
Yeah, Maxine talking about the obvious heat problems that they've been dealing with. And we're sitting right around 90 degrees in Harrisburg right now. And remember, it's a very urban area in that part of town. So we're dealing with what was earlier bumper-to-bumper traffic. We're dealing with people shoulder to shoulder. And that can create some extra heat in the immediate surroundings. And when you factor in the humidity that's already there, temperatures, what it feels like at least, is in the middle 90s. Believe it or not, it's going to be even hotter tomorrow and Friday. So a good thing that this event is actually happening today, because tomorrow and Friday will be worse. We're going to have the rest of your forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Here's a look at the area roadways from the Hackman Smart Roof Traffic Alert Center.
And here's a look at the roads in the immediate area surrounding the Farm Show complex. The top box there showing the intersection of the corner of Elmerton and Cameron, and then the bottom one, Maclay and Cameron. You can see traffic has come down dramatically from what it was just a half an hour ago, but that's because Maclay Street between Cameron and 7th are closed, as well as Arsenal Boulevard at Cameron Street. Cameron Street between Maclay Street, Arsenal, and I-81 all closed. Industrial Road at Harrisburg Area Community College Drive as well. That's a look at your CBS 21 traffic report. Jasmine?
Ed, thank you. On the heels of this month's assassination attempt on the former president, local officials say security is at an all-time high at the Farm Show complex and the Harrisburg airport as we await the former president's arrival. Elise Person is bringing us more details on security measures across the capital city.
Hi, Jasmine. Well, we're here live outside one of the long-term parking lots out of Harrisburg International Airport after we were asked to leave the airport property because of security purposes. So we were originally set up in the cell phone lot in the International Airport, but we were told by a member of the Trump campaign to leave because it would be a closed landing for Trump Force One. So since we've been standing outside the airport, we have been looking into the distance. We did see one large plane fly by, but we cannot say for certain if that is Trump Force One. We'll be sure to bring you the latest if we do know for certain if that's him. But talking about security purposes throughout the week as we've been preparing for Trump's arrival, we've been reaching out to a number of the security agencies that would be in charge of the Farm Show complex, one of which was Harrisburg Police Force. So we spoke with them and they tell us that the way security was going to be working at the Farm Show complex was Secret Service was going to be at the lead, followed by Pennsylvania State Police, then Capitol Police, and finally Harrisburg City Police at the bottom of that totem pole. So PSP and Capitol Police, they told us here at CBS 21 that they would be working closely with the Secret Service today, but they weren't going to give us any details. All state police have said so far today is that all of the lots at the Farm Show complex are filled. I also reached out to the U.S. Secret Service field office in Philadelphia. I was told the Secret Service would not be providing any interviews or statements leading up to Trump's arrival. But in terms of traffic control, Harrisburg City Police is the one handling that at the Farm Show. But a spokesperson tells us they're ready to spring into action at any moment in terms of traffic around the Farm Show complex area. There's not going to be any major road closures, but we are told that there are going to be some intersections that are closed as the motorcade rolls in. Right now, again, like I said, we've been watching the airport closely here at Harrisburg International. Haven't seen anything major yet. We'll be sure to bring you the latest. One thing that we are not confident of is what that motorcade path is going to look like. So I'll send it back to you now.
Elise Person, thank you so much. There are many outside of the Farm Show complex that have been staying safe, and we're going to go inside in just a minute. But first, Shuyi Lin continues our team coverage from outside. And how are things where you are?
Oh, wow. The supporters here are in high spirits. And so far, I've met a lot of people, mostly from local areas, but I've met someone from Ohio, someone from New York. And now I have two supporters here from Mechanicsburg. Tell us how you feel.
Hi, I'm Wyatt Bawinski, just a college student at Penn State Harrisburg. I'm interested to see through the filter of the media what's actually happening with this Trump guy. It's crazy.
Okay. So right now, everybody lined up and got in. Everything is pretty smooth, and we haven't seen any protests or anything. If anything, there's just been someone driving by and honk in support. So everything is going smoothly, and everybody is still very excited to see former President Trump tonight. Back to you guys.
All right, Shuyi Lin, thanks so much. Trump's Harrisburg rally comes as Vice President Kamala Harris is ramping up her campaign efforts across Pennsylvania, vying, of course, for the Democratic presidential nomination. Our team coverage continues with Jake Sarwar breaking down how PA Democrats are responding to President Trump's visit.
Yeah, Jasmine, good evening. Lawmakers and the Harris for President campaign team are voicing concerns with the former president, especially if he were to be reelected. Now we're just 97 days away from the presidential election, with former President Trump looking to gain support from Pennsylvania, a key swing state. However, Democrats across the Commonwealth are singing a different tune, looking to support Vice President Kamala Harris. Now, ahead of the rally, the Harris for President team laid out policies they believe negatively impacted the American people during Trump's first term, which includes the killing of jobs and raising costs, offering tax cuts which benefited the wealthy, and then also ripping away freedom, specifically with the overturning of Roe versus Wade. Now, I spoke earlier to State Representative Tara Probst, who represents parts of Monroe and Pike counties, who says in November she's supporting the vice president.
My goal is to make sure that women have rights, and women have a right to the reproductive systems, and women have rights throughout this country. And I, for one, am voting for Vice President Harris to be the president in 2024.
Now, as we await the president's arrival here, we're going to have more reaction from other Democrats across the Commonwealth in just a little bit. But for now, Jasmine, back to you in the studio.
Jake Sarwar, thank you. CBS 21 is your place to be for everything as the former president returns to Pennsylvania. We'll have live team coverage inside and outside of the Farm Show complex all night, and we will stream the full speech with a special digital newscast at 6 o'clock on the CBS 21 YouTube page. Crowds of people have been waiting for one man tonight, former President Donald Trump, making his first appearance in Pennsylvania since his assassination attempt. And these guys have been waiting for hours. Thanks for joining us at 5:30. I'm Jasmine Brooks, Skyview 21, flying over the Farm Show complex. We're about a half hour away from former President Donald Trump's rally, and that is where we find Joel D. Smith tonight. Joel D., what's the energy like out there?
Well, we've hit this mode now where we're in the waiting period. We had a lot of speakers rallying the people. Now we're in kind of a waiting mode for the last 30 minutes before the president is scheduled to start at 6 o'clock. As you can see, a lot of people are here, 8,000 strong here at the Farm Show complex. They've packed this place in the past. They've done it again. We're going to bring in someone here who was actually in Butler the last time there was an event in Pennsylvania. Unfortunately, that ended with an assassination attempt. This is Blake. And you're not from Pennsylvania right now. How far are you away?
No, I'm from San Diego, California. I was a delegate to the RNC, and I stopped at Butler on my way to the convention.
Why did it mean something to you? You had to get back here again, you felt.
You know, after that Butler rally, President Trump put out something on his social media, "Fear not." And I really took that to heart. I had to come back for the next rally in Pennsylvania. We can't let fear ruin our lives and run it the way we've got to be positive and go forward.
You were at that had to be a scary, once in a lifetime, we hope, kind of event that stays with you. Yet you chose to come back here. Tell me about your feelings as you walked in today.
It's just good to be back in Pennsylvania. Great to know we're going to see the president deliver his message. Interested to see what he's going to talk about. That's going to be a little bit different. But, coming back to Pennsylvania so quickly, I think is important. And I like I said, I wanted to be here to support him for it.
Give me one thing you want to hear from the president tonight.
How fast he's going to build the wall and then fix the border, because that's what I'm all about. And I love hearing it.
As we can tell. Hey, have a safe trip back, and thanks for joining us today.
Okay, take care.
All right, that is Blake. He's from California, but he is also a big Trump supporter, and he was there in Butler. And we're going to see the president at 6 o'clock. Will he talk about the border? Who knows? Could be a number of things. But right now, we want to know what's happening outside of this place. For that, we head outside to Maxine Rose.
Yeah, Joel D., take a look behind me here. You can see that most people are gone now, but flags are still waving. You can see all the memorabilia kind of out there. And that's, waving in this slight wind right now. But most of the wind, however, coming from, I'm going to show you all the way over here. We've got a little bit of some wind from these fans here. And we also have a bunch of medical personnel lined up here. We had more of these out here a little bit earlier ago, but they just left a little while ago to go relocate, kind of be more around the area. Now, we know so far that at least 40 people have needed medical attention for heat-related issues, though we did hear from officials that no one has been taken to the hospital. Like I said, most people are inside right now, but you can still see there are some people who are walking in and out now. And we also spoke with some people who are here since 1 p.m. and they've been out here just waiting despite the heat. They say they have no intention of leaving. They are out here committed, waiting to see what Donald Trump is going to say coming inside, whether now or a little bit ago. They are really excited. I'll send it back to you in the studio. Ed Russo?
Yeah, so the heat, obviously a big story throughout the afternoon. And yeah, 40 people needing medical attention. And, we're not even under a heat advisory today. But remember, we were dealing with bumper-to-bumper traffic earlier. People were shoulder to shoulder. They were probably exerting physical activity by cheering, just doing whatever out there. And that creates extra heat. So temperatures right now are around 90, and then the heat index, what it feels like 95 in Harrisburg, feels like 101 now in Shrewsbury. So no surprise we were seeing those heat-related problems earlier, and it gets even worse tomorrow as we see that heat advisory go into effect. Widespread heat index of 100, or more as we go through not only tomorrow afternoon, but Friday afternoon as well. More in your forecast in just a few minutes.
Here's a look at the area roadways from the Heightened Smart Roof Traffic Alert Center.
And zooming into the roads surrounding the immediate farm show complex, the congestion is down significantly, partially because the roads in that area are closed. So the top live picture there is the corner of Elmerton and Cameron, the bottom one, Maclay and Cameron. And just a reminder that Maclay Street between Cameron and 7th are closed. Arsenal Boulevard at Cameron Street closed. Cameron Street between Maclay Street, Arsenal, and I-81 closed, and a closure at Industrial Road at Hack Drive. That's a look at your CBS 21 traffic report. Jasmine, over to you.
Ed, thanks so much. On the heels of this month's assassination attempt on the former president, local officials say security is at an all-time high at the farm show and the Harrisburg airport, as well as we await Trump's arrival. Let's go to Elise Person, bringing us more details on security measures across the capital city.
Hi, Jasmine. Well, we're here outside of a long-term parking lot outside of Harrisburg International after we were asked to leave the airport. But I want to tell you, former President Trump has just landed here at Harrisburg International Airport within the last 5 minutes. We saw his plane come down and then we lost him through the trees, but he landed on the tarmac. His plane, Trump written in big letters on that blue plane, Trump Force One. But again, we were set up in the cell lot originally, but that's when the Trump campaign asked us to leave the airport because of security reasons. So speaking of security, as you mentioned, it's been a big focus since that assassination attempt back on July 13th in Butler, Pennsylvania. So leading up to Trump's arrival here in central PA, I've reached out to some of the big security agencies that would be present at the farm show, one of which was the city of Harrisburg's police force. They tell us when it comes to security, they're actually at the bottom of the totem pole. A city spokesperson says the rank of security at the Trump rally will go as followed. Secret Service at the lead, followed by Pennsylvania State Police, then Capitol Police, and finally Harrisburg City Police. PSP and Capitol Police say they will be working closely with the Secret Service at the event, but they did not give us any details. All state police have said so far today is that all of the lots at the farm show complex are filled. I did reach out to the U.S. Secret Service field office in Philadelphia. I was told the Secret Service was not going to be providing any interviews or statements leading up to Trump's arrival here in central PA. But Harrisburg City Police, they are the ones handling traffic control at the farm show complex. But a spokesperson says they're ready to jump into action at any moment. Like I said, Trump just landed here at Harrisburg International. So there's going to be some road closures over the next, 15 to 20, 30 minutes as that motorcade gets to the farm show complex. But for now, I'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you so much, Elise Person. So the heat and security concerns haven't stopped so many from wanting to be here for this rally. Chuyi Lin has been speaking with supporters waiting in line. So let's go to Chuyi right now. How are they feeling?
Right. So, Jasmine, as you can see behind me, the lines are quite basically no lines now because they are closing the door very, very soon. And earlier, I could see a lot of Secret Service agents kind of patrolling around, and some in suits actually. And then I took a peek inside at the security and the entrance for the security purpose, and it is very, very, I would say, quite strict. As if you're going to an airport, so they have a sign that tells you like what things that you cannot bring inside. And one attendee told me that he brought a musical instrument, which is a flute, and they told him that that cannot be allowed, so he had to go outside to bring it back to his car and something like that. So anyway, they are, I believe, doing their job to make sure the security is going to be tighter this time. And then I can still see a lot of uniformed agents. So back to you guys.
All right, no flutes allowed. Hey, Chuyi Lin, thank you very much. And as we get closer to former President Trump's speech, union members are speaking out. Let's go to Jake Sarwar from our Sinclair sister station. He is now live to share their reaction. Jake.
Yeah, Jasmine, ahead of tonight's rally, labor leaders here in Dauphin County were touting the former president's anti-worker record. Now, the Pennsylvania AFL-CIO and the Pennsylvania State Building and Construction Trades Council rallied to oppose the former president Wednesday afternoon. Speakers highlighted the loss of 275,000 Pennsylvania jobs and the undermining of unions during the former president's first term. Jeff Chambers, a retired machinist and a veteran union member, believes Trump has failed on many levels.
We all remember how badly Trump failed us. 900,000 COVID deaths on his watch, all because he lied to us. You're a hypocrite, a liar, and we're not going back.
Now, the organizers there do say that if Vice President Kamala Harris does get into office, they believe the economy will be restored and that the middle-class working families will have a better chance. But for now, Jasmine, back up to you in the studio.
Thanks for watching the CBS 21 News YouTube page. For more top stories and breaking news, be sure to subscribe to this page and download our news app.